This is Erica DELSIGNORE. I am the founder of Daily Lead Campaign, where we find new leads using social media and video marketing, and even get you on TV, which is an exciting new addition. And you are watching my video interview series called Great Minds, Great Marketing. I am super excited. Today we have Jocelyn Jones with us. She is the Instagram mama, and she is known for being a speaker and an expert on how to build your Instagram audience, and most importantly, how to build your audience in just 15 minutes a day. Isn't that right, Jocelyn?
Yes, thank you, Erica. It's an honor and pleasure to be here today with you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Today I would love to hear the first story. It's actually really great, about how you went from being a soccer mom to who you are today.
All right. Well, basically, it started way back in 2009. I started online trying to find something to do because I was afraid my husband was going to lose his job as a loan officer. And I turned to the internet, and you know how they have all the promises of get rich quick, and this is going to happen, and we'll take you by the hand. And of course, as soon as you sign up, they disappear, and you don't have the support. And I actually ended up getting taken for a significant amount of money. And trying to do so, but I still had faith, and I yes, and I continue to network and connect with people because that's one of my skill sets, and in doing so, I was fortunate to have met and connect with my business partner Rex Harris, where he and I and another person, we had what was called the Academy of Home Business, and we went to a Marketing and Mayhem event in March of 2015. And when I saw Dave Van Hoos from Speaking Empire get on stage and present, it was as if a jolt of electricity went right through me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. Don't know how, but I want to travel the world. I want to share my story. And it was like in that moment that I made the decision that this is what I'm meant to do. So I made arrangements to sign up for the training program. And I also had met Mitch Carson as he was the master of ceremonies for the event. And I stayed in contact with him. He was also at the July event. And, you know, they say when you want to do something, find a mentor, find someone who has done what you want to do, and learn from them. So I stayed connected with both Mitch and with Speaking Empire, and I went through the entire training and, of course, was trained on how to do the presentation, to present on anything, anywhere. And I also had the fortune to be able to also be trained by Joel Bauer as well in April of last year. So when it came time to speaking, and it was back in February of last year that Mitch called me up and he said, you're going to learn Instagram. He goes, you're going to love it. You're going to do whatever. He goes, and when you do, I will have you speak on my stage in the Bahamas in April. What was I supposed to do? But challenge accepted. Okay. You know, and at first I was like, why in the world would anyone want to do anything with Instagram? My teenage daughter takes selfies all day and posts up images, and you know, and I just didn't see the reasoning for it. However, when I started taking some of the courses and I really dug into the intricacies, and I saw how I could connect people to people, that's when it made sense to me.
Right. Well, that's fantastic. So now you've been doing this for a couple of years now.
Yes. As far as doing the international speaking, that started last year, where I started in the Bahamas, and then in May I was actually over in Dubai, Bahrain, and Pakistan for 2 weeks, which was a wonderful experience.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you're speaking worldwide, and you're seeing new places, and you're just loving life.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, fantastic. So one of the questions that I like to ask is, you know, while you're building a business, this is an entrepreneurial, interview series. So everybody that I speak to is either an entrepreneur, an owner of a business, and sometimes I'll throw in some salespeople, sales coaches, just because it is so related to what we're all concerned about and trying to learn about. And you're an entrepreneur, and you've been doing this for a while now. Are there any hurdles that you have been able to either overcome or learn from in business that might help the audience today?
Well, absolutely, because there's always bumps along the road, and it's a matter of how you deal with them. I mean, a lot of people, they want the outcome without having to put in any of the work to do so. And,
Right.
one of the things that Rex and I always teach people, you're going to get one of three ways. You're either going to learn how to do things yourself, and you're going to take the time to learn how to do it. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to speed up the process and pay someone who has already been there and done that, knows how to do it, to do what you don't know how to do for you. Or you're going to partner with someone, and that's what I've done, because I am the connector, I'm the networker, I'm the social one. I know how to do certain things, but I have absolutely no idea. That's why I was sending the link to you. I'm like, how do I do this? Am I supposed to do a special link? 'Cause I'm not the technical person. So I always say, I don't need to know how to do everything myself. I just need to find people who do. And so
Right.
that's one of my things, is finding people that complement me and can do what I can't do, and and bringing them together. So that's one of the things. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, one of the key things definitely is investing in yourself is huge. Finding that mentor, finding someone that's done, and been there, and whatever it is that you may be having some challenges. I mean, if you have limiting beliefs that are holding you back, find a mindset coach that can help you overcome that, because you can achieve anything that you want as long as you do what you need to do and do the mindset work, because that's huge. I mean, one of the things that I honestly feel, and I say that all the time, the mechanics are important. Don't get me wrong. It's huge. You have to know how, especially if you're online, you have to know how to have it, or either do it yourself or have somebody set you up that lead capture page, find a way to be able to interact and, to gather the leads to build your list. But if you don't have the belief in yourself that you can do it, nothing else matters.
Okay, so the hurdle was that you wanted to do something, and you were able to go out and find mentors and find people to help you get the whole business structure set up.
Absolutely, yes.
Fantastic. That's great. Now, another question I love to ask, and you're a marketing expert here with Instagram, and so the question is really, when an entrepreneur gets out there and they're first starting to think about how to get their business out and get leads and get a revenue flow going that is predictable, sometimes it's very confusing because they go online, there's like 20 different coaches out there that say that you should do all these different things. So you can do webinars, you can do interview series, you can do Facebook ads, LinkedIn, YouTube. There's lots of different things. There's blogging. There's there's a million different things. Building lists in lots of different ways, and there's Instagram. Now, as a business owner, I mean, I'm sure you don't just use Instagram. Maybe you do, but what is a great combination of strategies that you can use in marketing that could really get somebody, off the blocks fast, so to speak?
Well, when someone's first getting started, a lot of it's going to determine on what their budget is. I mean, if they don't have a lot of money to put into marketing to get started, social media is a great place to start, especially Instagram, because of the fact that it is so targeted. I mean, Facebook knew what they were doing. That's why they purchased it when they did, because they saw the power of what Instagram brought to the table, and the fact that you're able to use the images and connect emotionally with people, and that people buy on emotion backed by logic. So that's one of the great things about Instagram, is when you share images, and what we like to do a lot of times is we'll show real life images of us, with our families at different events, and just kind of do that storyline of where we are, how we got there. And then we also have another account where we share specific tips of how to get the most out of it. So if someone wanted to start, one of the strategies that we do, and especially Rex has recently started testing, is kind of what you call a social loop, where
Right.
he can create a video for YouTube. He'll take that same content, repurpose, create an image for Facebook or Instagram, share it to Facebook, but then also you can use it in your email. And it's a great way and a quick way that you can take the same idea and the same kind of content and get it out, so that you can even do it and create an article on LinkedIn if you want to. But it also depends as well as who your target market is, because with your business, different people are going to be on different platforms. So that's the biggest thing too, is getting really clear on who your perfect audience and who your ideal target market is, and that kind of will give you a better idea of where you should be and which social media platforms you should be hanging on. And another thing is too, because as you said, it can get very confusing. So one of the things that we recommend is picking one, starting with that, learning it, mastering it, and then moving on and including something else. Because when you try to do it all at once, it can get extremely overwhelming. Or if you don't have the time to do it, that's where we can come in, where we offer done-for-you services, where we can take over some of that for you, so you aren't quite so overwhelmed.
Right. Okay, great. Now, I agree with you. I mean, we do LinkedIn and YouTube, and I've been an expert in that for a few years, and the blogging that we do goes across all social media, and we have links with landing pages and videos and everything else on those blogs, and it is incredible how many leads you can actually capture if you set up the trap the right way, so to speak.
The social loop.
Yes, exactly. So thinking about Instagram, I mean, maybe you can talk about some of the Instagram tactics or tips. I know that you give a free guide away, and I'm definitely going to talk about that. The link is to getting Jocelyn's free guide is right in the article. If you're watching this from the article that I put out after the fact, or if you're looking at this live, it should be right in my Facebook description on this particular post. But maybe you can give us some examples of Instagram specifically, and how you were able to build an audience and turn those into leads, if you want. If that's proprietary, that's fine too.
Well, it really is a simple 3-step formula, and the first one is that you want to attract your perfect followers, and that's part of what our free guide absolutely does teach you. It starts with your bio and having a compelling bio. You want to let people know the benefits and what's in it for them. Why should they be following you? And your username, you either are going to want to do something either related to your niche, so it can be searchable, it can be a keyword, or if you're branding you're going to want to make sure to have your name included in it. And with Instagram, there's only one clickable link that you are able to have access to. So we recommend that you put a link to either a lead capture page or Facebook group or another social media platform such as YouTube, so that people are able to get to know you better. Because the biggest thing with Instagram or any other traffic source is the first thing you want to do is, yes, you start there, but you ultimately want to get them off of that platform into your list so that you can continue to, which is step 2, build your list, build that relationship, continue to provide them with value, showing them different tips and strategies and solutions on how to get results. And you start out doing that for free, so that when you do offer them, a paid option, they're more unlikely to buy. Zig Ziglar says that if people like you, they'll listen to you. But if they trust you, they'll buy from you. And that's our third step of converting them to customers after you've built your list and built your relationship with them. So it's attract followers, build your list, convert to customers.
That's fantastic. And I think that you're right. As far as if you have one link, you should always, even if you could put several links up, the main link and the one that you need to really highlight is the one that goes to your landing page. And for those of you out there that don't know what a landing page is or a lead magnet, that is simply a great example of a lead magnet would be, Jocelyn has her Instagram guide that she's offering. So I'm sure that if you click that link, it's going to go to what's called a landing page where you can, decide whether you want to sign up for that or not. There's no reason you shouldn't. It sounds like the information is fantastic. So you just put your information in, whatever she's asking for, and then I'm assuming, is it a downloadable guide?
Yes, it's downloadable. They get instant access as soon as they opt in. It's sent to their email. Yeah,
fantastic. And then there's also a link for my 7 Sizzling Secret Video Marketing Tactics book. And so that's another, that even if you don't want to get either of these things, it's great to see, what's a lead magnet, what's a landing page, and something really important to talk about too is testing. If you're not getting great results from your landing pages and your lead magnets, then switch them up and try something new. A/B testing is priceless in that, sometimes you just try something new and you stumble onto your best marketing effort ever. And so, it's really exciting how you can do that. Now, with Instagram, maybe you can touch a little bit on, I know this wasn't on the questions, but, some of the stuff just, these questions are just going to go where the interview goes. Talk about some of the best photos that have captured the most leads. Like, what are we looking at for photos? Is it pictures with your dog? Is it pictures of you standing in front of your company? Pictures of you on stage? You know, what kind of pictures really pull the most leads for you, Jocelyn?
Well, it's funny you mentioned dogs, because dogs seem to be very popular on Instagram, and you know, for someone that's in the dog niche, you know, they can do extremely well. Beauty and fashion does well. The ones that seem to really work the best, and sometimes it's hit or miss. There'll be times where I think that, oh, that's probably going to be a good one, and it goes a little flat, or I'll just, you know, come up with something, you know, really quick, really funny, and it just blows up. But just recently, last Friday night, I had the honor and privilege of being able to go out to dinner with my business partner and his wife, my husband, and another friend that we had met at another local or a marketing event. And the picture that I posted of myself and the gentleman blew up. I mean, it was just a picture of the two of us there pointing at each other, smiling, and it was, people were liking and commenting left and right. Every once in a while, you know, I'll post pictures of my kids, myself with my kids, but I tell a story. Like, for every image that we post, the way that we do it is we share a little bit of a story, we tell a little bit of a lesson, you know, to kind of help people. The one account that we do, and we do share the storyline, on that one we do a lot of like motivational type things, and you know, tying it in, and you know, how to get ahead. And then of course with the hashtags are also extremely important. Some of the mistakes that people make when I'm talking to them, and they'll say, you know, I thought about it, Instagram, but it's just a waste of time, and it just doesn't work. Well, I can take a look at their account, and I can tell within just a few seconds, based on the amount of hashtags, the type of hashtags they're using, how their bio is set up, whether or not they even have a link for people to go to, and also the types of images. And I can, you know, give them a few tweaks, and they do them. They're like, oh my gosh, this, you know, I said, that's when you tie the whole puzzle together, and you know, the hashtags basically fit the puzzle once you've got the content there. So as basically, long story short, it's kind of hit or miss, but when I find ones that people really like, or you know, I was at the comedy club with my husband, and I posted a picture of myself with Biff from Back to the Future. You know, that one got a lot of likes, and you know, I try to put humor in them as much as possible. I had pictures with the boys eating ice cream. That one got a lot of likes. I had a picture with Rex's granddaughter who fell asleep on my daughter. You know, that got a lot of likes. So it's, but when you're showing real life images, I mean, you posting pictures amazing, and yeah, you you would get all kinds of likes and interaction.
Oh well, yeah, I get a lot of reactions to some of the videos I do. But let me back up for a second before we go on with that. I like to assume that the audience knows nothing. So
they may not know what a hashtag is. I always say, don't assume people know what hashtags are.
No, and I have to tell you, with all of the stuff that I do on social media, and I do a lot, I've never done anything with a hashtag. I don't have an Instagram account. I have a Twitter account that I really don't use. I specialize in video marketing and LinkedIn marketing, and you know, like you said, you get great at one thing and you move on. And you know, I'm not going to say that I'm the expert at everything else, and I don't even try to be. So even for me, like I see hashtags out there. What is it? It's a searchable keyword, right?
Yeah.
And
a hashtag is basically the way that people find things, and especially on Instagram, that is how they search. So if they put it, when you're creating what we call your hashtag bundles, because you can have up to 30 hashtags, and it's best to do that because that's 30 different opportunities to get found in you know, for your traffic and to have a listing basically. And so when you're searching and creating these bundles, one of the best things to do is to put yourself in the mind of your ideal target audience and your customer. Like, how would they be searching? Same as if you were to do keyword research for YouTube when you're creating your videos and stuff like that. What would and how would they search? And those are the types of hashtags that you are going to want to use. So for some of them, you know, we might do marketing plan, marketing strategy, Instagram marketing tips. And what you want to do is you want to search and see how popular they are. And then you mix them up so you're not just using the most popular, because if you try to go for those, you're going to get lost really quickly. I mean, you'll get seen maybe right from the beginning, but it happens so quickly. kind of like Twitter where it's there and then boom, it's gone. But if you do a combination of the really popular ones and then the ones where we kind of want to more like the lower hanging fruit where it's within a few thousand, or the ones that are up and trending, and you do 5 for each level, you'll find that people are, 24/7 we have people liking and commenting. And it's also ways when people want to do contests, they will tell people to use a certain hashtag. So when you put in that hashtag, it'll group all of the conversations. It makes it a lot easier to find on that topic. You also want to brand yourself, whatever your name might be, or if you have a certain brand logo, you want to hashtag that as well. Like we'll do, JR's Marketing Mojo or JR's IG Mojo. I've been doing a theme for every day for one of our tips where I do the Monday Mojo, Tuesday tip, Wednesday wisdom, Thursday trick, and Friday fun fact. So not only does it have a theme for them, but it helps to keep me focused, but I make sure that I hashtag that. So then if they're searching for that, that would bring all of the ones together and make it a lot easier to find.
So you're kind of training your audience, so to speak.
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, likes, comments, shares, those are great ways to get your post boosted up organically. And, I tell people all the time in their videos, and you can say when you're making a video, for example, hey, please like, share, is it frowned upon to write that on your Instagram? Like, how do you tell your audience what to do?
Oh, you absolutely want to include call to actions. You want to do like the double tap if you agree is basically asking for a like. Tag a friend, that would basically be to get the information. People a lot of times will share, they'll use what's called the repost app or an app similar to that allows you to share other people's content. And I do that a lot with one account, and I just make sure to give credit to the other people. So if I come across something that really resonates with me, I will share it. But you definitely want to include the double tap, tag a friend, or, I don't do it every single post, but at least once out of every 3 or 4, I do the for more tips, click the link in my bio, and I do put that, because that is clickable when you do the @ and the username. When they click on that, that does take them right to your bio, and that gives them the opportunity to then click to opt in to get my guide. So that I don't do it every single post, but every few posts I will then say, for more tips, for more, if you want like what you're seeing, you want more, click the link, and opt-ins to discover how we can be of service to you, basically.
Absolutely. So your advice so far, if I'm hearing you correctly, is that you're not really salesy every single post. You've got some personal posts out there, and occasionally you're going to add your opt-in link. Is that right?
Well, what it is that I will say, click the link in my bio, and I will put my bio, and when they click that, that takes them there. It's my profile, excuse me. I'll say click the link in my bio. When they click on my actual username, it takes them to my profile, and then they can click that link. But I'm instructing them and I'm guiding them to go to my bio, where my lead capture page link is.
So you've got a lot of followers, right? Do you get leads every day from that, or?
Yes, we are consistently getting leads. We actually have a few different accounts because, as I said, we test different things because we're not going to share a strategy that we ourselves have not tested. A lot of people are out there, but they will say, oh, do this, this works, that doesn't work. And we'll say, well, have you done it? Well, no, I read it somewhere. So we have one account where we do strictly, we play around with, I actually have one where that's all I've ever done is just shared content to prove that you don't have to create your own content. Then I have another account where it's all, my own content, sharing a story. Then we have the one where it's the tips one. Then we have the one where, it's kind of a combination. So we can test out different strategies, and then from there we can share with people. This worked or this didn't, don't waste your time. And so, yeah, between the different accounts, we have over 10,000 followers.
So what works best? Which one pulls the most leads for you?
Again, it's a variety, but what we have found the most is the ones that do like the motivational tip, because we have the speaking account for people that want to be speakers, and that one seems to work really well. And really all I do is share motivational tips and, give a little bit of a description and say, if you want help with getting more speaking gigs or, you want to be a speaker, click the link. and and we have people literally daily filling out the long form for that. And then the ones where it seems to be where you share tips to show people how to get results works really well to get leads. And then of course when we're sharing the pictures of ourselves and showing the lifestyle work really well for people.
Now with Instagram, is there a lot of space for you to write up your tips, or I know with Twitter there's a character limit?
The bio itself, you are limited, and I believe you have about 150 characters, similar to what Twitter is, but in the actual description, when you are doing the description box, you actually can write quite a bit for the description. And I'm able to do
putting your tips in.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
So that's where you're putting all of your tips in when you...
Yes. I will create an image, and then in my post description is where I put all that information, and then the very first comment is where I put the hashtags, so that it makes it look cleaner. Where your description is, you don't have it. Some people do all the hashtags in the description as well, but our preference is to do the hashtags as a separate comment immediately after you post your description.
Absolutely. So that sounds like a fantastic strategy. It sounds like you've really been testing out a few different ways to do it, a few different audiences, and it sounds like it works really great for business, would you say?
Oh, absolutely. And that's just it. The big businesses are seeing the power of Instagram, and that's why they're going there. And it's one of those things where it's like, if you have a business and you're not on there, why aren't you on there?
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're offering the audience today, and that way they'll know where to go and get it. You've given us so much good content today. It's been phenomenal, and you're a lot like me. You think quick, you talk quick, and you've answered all the questions. So it's fine. These interviews are anywhere between a half hour to an hour, and it just depends. So why don't you tell me, a little bit about what you're offering, and why everyone should be immediately going to that landing page and getting your Instagram guide.
Well, I just want to check real quick to see if I believe it's the same link. I don't think you changed it on me, but you never know. Hold on.
Well, you don't have to say the link. It's already on the box.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure if he had changed it because we have the one that I had given you.
And in the meantime, while you're looking for that, people can ask questions if they want. I know we have several people on the live webinar, so if you have any questions for Jocelyn while she's looking for that description, I can let her know what happens with that and what questions are popping up. If not, there's a way to contact her, and it's through the landing pages that we have. She's going to put you on a list, and you can go to her website as well. So go ahead. What is in this Instagram guide?
It's going to show people how to get started the right ways to find their perfect audience so that they can really start rocking it on Instagram and get leads and followers and subscribers and sales. And that's the most important thing, is making sure that you get set up from the beginning and the get-go and going in the right direction. It really is. I mean, I was even saying to Rex, I had gotten access to a course, a basic Instagram course that was offered through my local community college, and luckily they gave me a coupon. It was truly so basic, being offered for about $85, and I said, our free guide has so much more that we offer people than what that course, and I was happy that I didn't have to pay that amount of money for it, because knowing what we offer just for free, to have to pay money, I would have been extremely disappointed. So I mean, it shows people how to get set up. It shows them how to get started with creating their bio, depending on what niche they're in. Because again, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Go take a look at the top niches or top accounts in your niche and see what they're doing. Don't copy them verbatim, of course, but model after them. Look at the type of content they're posting. Look at the engagement they're getting. but that's also where I say, using the repost app, if you find an image that really resonates with you and people are already commenting and liking, you know that that's a good one to use, go ahead and share it. Just make sure that you give credit to the original creator.
Absolutely. And what I was looking for before were my dogs. They are always around here, but I think that I forgot to shut my my doors. They're probably in bed or somewhere that they're not supposed to be.
Mine's on the couch beside me. You know, and we also go in a little bit talk about the hashtags and the hashtag stack, and you know, we have our secret little hashtag hack that we do, and you know, I talked a little bit about that, about doing some of the popular tags and the lower hanging tags. So you know, we do show people, and that's also one of the programs that we have where we teach people how to do their hashtags properly, so that they'll be able to get the traffic 24/7 rolling in.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic. What you're doing is amazing. I mean, the thing is about social media is a lot of the tactics are similar, but there's always these little quirky things with each of them, and you really need to talk to an expert about it if you don't already know how to do it. So, you know, Jocelyn, you know, so the reason I was talking about my dogs is just because you're right. I mean, those personal touches, you know, they really resonate with people, and you know, just use on Saturday, or was it Sunday? Sunday, I took my little daughter hiking, and I did a Facebook Live while we were at the end of our hike, and with the dogs, and you know, it's gotten a ton of views already, and you know, those are the things that people are interested in. So, you know, testing that stuff out. So, what they're going to get from basics, right?
So,
and yeah, they're going to get the basics, and then, you know, on top of that, people should really not be afraid to get personal and you know, have a little fun in their Instagram posting, and just make sure that they always have a call to action leading to a great you know, landing page that has something to offer people, like what Jocelyn is offering you today, her free Instagram guide. Do you have anything to add to that, Jocelyn?
Well, I was just going to say absolutely, because people want to see that you're a real person. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, well, I mean, again, it's what's in it for me. Can I do it, and is it easy? So with what we do and what we teach, if you take the time and apply, it is easy. But it can be time consuming, and that's why I said it can be done in as little as 15 minutes a day. You know, if you have your strategy and you have it set up, which we do teach you, so you can create and post your content and put your hashtag hacks and then send it out, you know, and distribute it to Facebook or whatever your other social media is, and take a few minutes every day, because that's also one of the things as well with all the different automation software. A lot of people, especially in the beginning, they were able to get away with using Instagram and some of their third-party software. Facebook, whoever, has really shut down on these apps and are not letting people do it anymore, and there are people that are scrambling. But that's why the organic way, although it may take longer, it may seem time-consuming, but it's more authentic. And when you really take the time to engage with people and build those relationships, that's going to make a huge difference in the long run. So bots don't buy. You know, I mean, when you have all these different bots going and liking and commenting on, nobody's there, and when real people's eyes aren't seeing it, it doesn't do you any bit of good. So when you actually spend the time in just a few minutes going and liking other people's commenting, you know, they're going to return the favor, and it really truly is the relationship marketing is what makes the difference.
Exactly. Well, it has been a real pleasure having you on today, Jocelyn. I'm so happy to finally get to hear a little bit about, you know, what you're doing with Instagram. I know I don't think you ended up going on the cruise this year, so I missed you there.
No, I had family come up that unfortunately I wasn't able to go.
That was my first one, so it was really great. But you know, I remember talking to John Rancine, and he was gonna go with you, and then things came up. But so I was looking forward to talking to you there. But I'm glad that, you know, we're having a chance to catch up, and you know, I'm so excited to hear about your international travels, because what you're doing is very important. It's important for people to see how simple it is if you put in just a little bit of effort. And even if you have to do things by hand, I know what you're saying with that. I used to do everything automated. Now everything's done by hand. And you know, it's definitely you know, incredible information. And I encourage everyone to get the guide, as well as just test it and try it out for yourself. It doesn't sound like it's really going to take that much effort, just a little bit of reading. And if you need even more help than that, you can always call Jocelyn, and she can do it.
Absolutely. Reach out to me, set up a session so we can chat and see where you're at, and we can help you come up with a plan. I mean, that's what I'm here for, is to be of service and to help you share your message.
Absolutely. So let me just check. It doesn't look like we have anything that's come in for specific questions, but I know that it's possible because you've answered them all. So thanks again for coming on today. This is Erica DELSIGNORE, the founder of Daily Lead Campaign, and you've been watching my interview series, Great Minds, Great Marketing, today with Jocelyn Jones. And looking forward to talking to you again, Jocelyn. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.